So last week you created your elevator pitch for your final project website, and this week you're going to get started on your site plan. You won't have it finished until week 9, but we're going to get started. So just like you made a site plan for the dry ore site, we're going to create a site plan for your personal website. So we're going to create a new project in Glitch, and so it's also important to note that as we go through the rest of the semester, you are going to be juggling 2 Glitch projects. You're going to have your dry ore Glitch project and then your final project Glitch project, and so you're going to have to pay attention to which links you submit and make sure that you submit the correct link when you submit your assignments, okay? So as we look around the new site plan template, you'll notice it's very similar to the last one, and we'll look at it in a second. However, it has a new section called content. So for the dry ore site, we provided the content for you, and for your site, you're going to have to create your own content, including the text and the images, or any other type of media you choose to use. You were also going to create 3 wireframes, and that happens next week, I believe, or maybe the week after. I think it's next week, though. 1 for each page of your site, so your home page and your 2 child pages. So again, it just says, so we have activities designed to help you complete your site plan, but you need to do most of it on your own, and you won't finish the site plan until week 9, but don't wait until week 9. We're going to get started now. And for your site plan for this week, I am expecting you to have at least these items done, the purpose and audience, and then your colors and fonts, or you will miss points. So we're going to remix the project. So I am going to copy the link address so I can open it in this window. We'll wait for it to load, because my computer's being slow. Okay, so now we have this new personal site project. So we're going to remix this. So click Remix to edit. And now you should have your own version. So you have the same files. Okay, so now that we've remixed it, you can do your purpose and audience. So we're going to go to our index.html file, just like we have before, and I'm going to do a show it in a new tab so we can look at what we have so far. Or not the index, sorry. The index is where you're going to create your home page. So we're going to go to the site plan.html, just like we did before. And so I'm actually going to type that in here. So we go to the right page. And I'll just wait for it to pull up so that you can see what it looks like. I hope it didn't. I ignored what I said. Site plan, HTML. There we go. So this looks a lot like the site plan that you used previously, right? So you're going to put your site name in here, and then your first name and your last name. And then your section number. So I do expect this to be done this week. So real fast, we'll say this should be, you guys came up last week with what your stuff was going to be, but I'm just going to put some stuff in here to show you. And then I accidentally took off my closing tag. There we go. And then WDD, and if your pathway section, you can change that if you want. And then your section number. And then so once that's filled in, you want to get started on your purpose and your audience statement. So your purpose statement, this should be last week you wrote your elevator pitch. And that's what that should be. And then your audience, you need to take some time to think about who is your audience. And this needs to be about 75 to 100 words for both your purpose and your audience statement. And if you can't remember, like, how should you do your audience statement, you need to think about, like, who is your audience? Who are you making your website for? And so if you need more help on that, you can go back to week 2 when we did our site plan before, and it has some great questions to ask yourself to figure out who your audience is. Are we targeting certain demographics, ages, activity levels? Like for our dry ore site plan, these are adventurous people generally, right? So think about who your audience is for your site that you're creating. And then colors and fonts. You'll need to do colors and fonts, and I'm not going to walk through that because you've done this before with your week 2 site plan. So again, go to siteplan.html. So I need to see, you need to create your color palette. You pick out all your colors, pick out your fonts, and I need to see them implemented. So I'm going to pause this video and do this real fast for this site, and I'll show you what I'm looking for at the end of the week, or at the end of this activity. Okay, so basically here's what I expect to see, is that you have your site name up here. So mine is Indigo Lane site plan. You have your name here, and then your section, and then I want to see your elevator pitch and your purpose. I want to see your audience, and then you can create a logo this week if you want to. It's not required, but at some point you will need to finish that. And then I want to see your color palette here. So you need to link to it, and you need to add the hex codes and the HTML, and then also update the colors in the CSS itself. And then same with the fonts and typography. You need to choose a heading and paragraph font and put them in here, and then also add your reasoning. And then if you're going to be changing any of the colors, you should also do that this week. So I chose my navigation colors and my background color for a colored paragraph. I also chose to change my heading colors. So this is basically what I expect to see this week. You don't need to get into the sitemap quite yet, or the content, but we'll get into those in later weeks. And then also those wireframes, you will add those later as well. So I'm excited to see your guys' site plan. This is going to be really fun because this is the first site that you get to do whatever you want. So really excited to see what you come up with.